1,000-pound sisters Tammy Slaton steps out after skin removal surgery. 1,000-pound sisters star Tammy Slaton recently opened up about her personal goals, fears, and everyday preferences in an episode of the Creative Chaos podcast hosted by Hunter Ezell. The episode, which aired on June 24, 2025, offered fans an intimate look at Tammy's evolving mindset following her dramatic weight loss journey and skin removal surgery. One of the standout moments in the conversation came when Tammy revealed her dream car, an old-school Ford Mustang. When asked by Ezell if she had plans to start driving now that she had regained much of her mobility, Tammy admitted that learning to drive is something she's still hesitant about. While she hasn't yet taken the plunge, she did express a strong desire to conquer her fear and eventually get behind the wheel. "I want an old-fashioned Stang," Tammy said, with a hopeful tone in her voice. The idea of owning a Ford Mustang reflects not just her personal taste, but also her renewed sense of independence. She mentioned that her brother, Chris, is currently working on a Chevrolet Monte Carlo, and their cousin Jim also shares a passion for cars. Seeing her family so involved in automotive projects adds to Tammy's growing interest in cars and driving. However, her reluctance to drive stems from a past experience that deeply affected her. When the host asked whether her fear of driving was something recent or long-standing, Tammy revealed that her anxiety had worsened in the last few years. She recounted a troubling memory of being on a trip with someone who repeatedly fell asleep while driving. "I had to, stay awake myself to help him drive, and I don't know how to drive. So, it was scary for me," she explained. The stress and fear from that incident left a lasting impression on Tammy, making her cautious about the idea of being on the road herself. Despite that, she remains determined to overcome this fear and eventually learn how to drive, with her dream Mustang serving as her motivation. The conversation then shifted to lighter, more personal topics, giving fans a glimpse into Tammy's everyday life. When asked to name her favorite sibling, Tammy hesitated. She shared that she doesn't have a single favorite because each sibling brings something unique to her life. "We all have different ways of bonding," she explained, highlighting the close-knit dynamic of the Slaton family. Tammy also shared some of her personal favorites, including her preferred soft drinks and go-to snacks during her health journey. She admitted that she still enjoys Diet Cokes and Diet Pepsis, and during her weight loss process, she often reached for low-calorie snacks like pickles and olives. These tangy treats helped her stay on track while still satisfying cravings, a practical approach that many fans found relatable. The topic of family life came up again when Hunter asked Tammy if she missed living in the duplex with her sister Amy. The two had once shared a living space during earlier seasons of 1,000-pound sisters, but Tammy was honest in her reply. She said that although she missed seeing Amy's kids every day, she didn't miss living in the same home with her sister. This comment reflects Tammy's growing desire for space and independence as she continues her physical and emotional transformation. Later in the podcast, Tammy reflected on her recent skin removal surgery, a significant milestone in her weight loss journey. She described a particularly bizarre and somewhat alarming incident during the procedure when the doctors temporarily lost one of the syringes inside her facial dressing. While she shared it with a lighthearted tone, it also highlighted the intense and sometimes unpredictable nature of her medical experiences. Throughout the podcast episode, Tammy Slaton came across as more open, reflective, and hopeful than ever. Her willingness to discuss personal fears, preferences, and future aspirations reflects how far she's come, not just in terms of physical transformation but also in her mental and emotional growth. Fans of 1,000-pound sisters have followed Tammy's story for years, watching her struggle through health scares, emotional battles, and family tensions. Now, with newfound mobility, the completion of skin removal surgery, and a realistic dream of one day owning and driving a Mustang, Tammy seems ready to embrace the next chapter of her life, one filled with more freedom, more confidence, and plenty of horsepower. Tammy Slaton recently opened up about the intense and transformative experience she went through during her latest surgery. The 1,000-pound sisters star revealed that the procedure was more complicated than expected, which resulted in a significantly longer operation time. She explained that the surgical team had to first remove her clothing and other layers before they could begin the actual procedure. They had to undress it, find it, and then redress, Tammy said, adding that this lengthy preparation contributed to the extended duration of the surgery. The surgery itself took an incredible 8.5 hours to complete. Tammy recalled waking up with her face severely swollen, so much so that her smartphone's facial recognition feature didn't even recognize her. "My face was so swollen, my phone wouldn't unlock," she shared with a bit of humor, despite the discomfort of the situation. The swelling persisted for about a week and a half, making her recovery initially uncomfortable and visually jarring. While the operation may have taken a toll on her physically in the short term, Tammy was surprised by how quickly she bounced back afterward. Contrary to what some might expect, her overall recovery period was relatively short. In fact, she revealed that just one day after being discharged from the hospital, she was already out and about, even making a visit to a local museum. This rapid return to normalcy showed both her resilience and her eagerness to move forward in her journey. During the conversation, Tammy was asked by her friend Hunter whether she felt smaller immediately after the surgery. Her answer was honest and reflective of the challenges that come with such procedures. At first, she admitted she couldn't really feel a difference because of all the bandages and compression garments she had to wear. "I really couldn't tell," she explained, referring to the post-surgery wrappings and support bindings. However, once those layers came off, the difference became striking. "After that stuff came off, it was really different," she said, hinting at the emotional and physical shift she experienced once she could truly see and feel the results. This surgery marks yet another milestone in Tammy's inspiring weight loss and health journey. Fans of the show have followed her highs and lows, from battling obesity-related complications to making serious lifestyle changes. Her willingness to undergo such an intense procedure shows her commitment to transforming not just her body but also her entire way of life. Tammy's story continues to inspire many viewers who see her as a symbol of determination and strength. Even though the path hasn't been easy, filled with health scares, long hospital stays, and public scrutiny, she continues to make progress. With each update, Tammy shows that transformation is not just about appearance, but about reclaiming one's health, confidence, and independence. And as she takes these brave steps forward, it's clear that she's not just surviving, she's thriving. Tammy shows that transformation is not just about appearance, but about reclaiming one's health, confidence, and independence. And as she takes these brave steps forward, it's clear that she's not just surviving, she's thriving.